Why, hello, dear ladies and gents. Yes, it is I. I'm going to respond to yet another video. Another one by Supernatural. Supernatural. So, SNT? Whatever. This video is another one of these compilations. This time it's part 7. I can't remember what the previous one was. I'll just check that. Previous one was just compilation, so this one's part 7, and it's basically got only 323 views, made in 2015, so you could go check out the original video if you like, give your opinion on it. And I'm not shouting this person out, but I'm using their content, or content they've taken from other people, so technically kind of shared public content anyway. But we're going to go through it and see what we reckon, and well, I'm going to say what I reckon, and see if we can't get to the nub of the matter. I'll just mute that because I don't like the music. This one where the kid turns around but the reflection... Yeah, see that editing technique? They just literally reversed it, didn't they? That's the thing. It's very easy to trick to do that. You know, to do that kind of method. Something at the bottom of the stairs. As long as it doesn't make me spill my coffee. Nice coffee. Well, it looks like there's something dark at the bottom of the stairs. Is that meant to be a person somewhere there? There's a swing. Don't need my headphones in, do I, if there's no music? There's a swing that's moving in the breeze. Could be a different design to the swing next to it. Hard to tell. Presumably we're meant to think this is a ghost moving this. You know, if you're a ghost, you've got all space and time as your frontier, everything from the heavens to the hells, or whatever the case may be, depending on the mythology, then, I don't know, maybe you would come back and use a swing. It just seems a little bit peculiar to me. Is this like pews or something? I can't tell. There'd be something there. Remember, this is meant to be real shocking video evidence of ghosts. All you see is like some kind of dark shape. This was presumably taken from a TV show if it cuts to a picture of a guy's face. Sure someone will say, oh, it's this, but yeah, I just can't make out what that is. Hey, it could be something. Oh, this is a thing as well. You get this thing with a person running across, and no one's massively reacting to a person running across the thing, and it's like it must be a ghost. It's like, no. It's just like light shining across. Some of these you just can't tell what you're meant to look at, and I know I'm talking a lot, but it's because I'm meant to be a commentator on these things. Some kind of dark shape. Don't know what that is. Just filmed outside. It looks like it could have been filmed outside, but it's a weird white thing that's out of focus and overexposed as they try and bring out the coloration. Is this a well-known one? It looks like it might be a well-known one. There's a little movement, like, is it dust? You know, I know dust is a bit of a cliche, but it's also a thing that's very often true. Some kind of moving thing to the side of somewhere there. It's meant to be a person or a pet or something. It's hard to tell. Well, Supernatural. I don't really rate your videos. I'm sure, you know, this is probably why they haven't taken off. Not that I'm one to talk because I get tiny views, but yeah, let's move on to the next one. Is it more from Supernatural? Let's see if this one's any better. Move past the intro. So there's a person there. Is there going to be another person? They just disappear into the dark. So lights, video replay, someone says hello. Okay, I've not got that there. Let's turn on the audio, see if we can get that. If it's loud music, then I might not bother. Right, let's listen to this. See, you would be able to hear. You would be able to hear the evidence if it wasn't for them playing the Resident Evil theme performed by Marilyn Manson, I think. But in any case, yeah, that's not very helpful. Let's move on to the next one. The beginning of that. There's the beginning. Right. Back on mute. Oh, I need to mute that. There we are. If it's meant to be on video, that means why would you really worry about the EDF? That's the audio, but EVF. That looks like there's just some... Is that meant to be movement? Is it meant to be orbs? Is that the thing? The orbs? Dusty room, using night vision, detects anything, and you end up with some blurry out of focus elements, or that thing moving over, was it? Let's have a look at that again. Look at those movement in the noise. Oh, yeah. That's what they're looking at. There's movement, the way there was disruption in the noise. It'd be expected at low light, of course. It's not the worst CCTV ever. Don't make out anything. There's a dark shape to the side. Could be a shadow. It's hard to tell, really. It's fairly incandescent. It's like a fishmonger's or something. Oh, it's a weird sort of shape, and yeah. It's hard to tell, really. Is that meant to be a person behind the counter and is a light on the counter or pointing at it? It's not very good, is it? About a frame a second. On the camera and you get a dot moving around. I think we're going to leave this particular channel alone now and find better content. I'm going to get sued. It's a clip from a TV show.
About the paranormal and the existence of ghosts. How would they react when one of the most controversial and strongest pieces of evidence supporting their existence?
Let's get on to the actual video.
Is that we're looking at?
That is the most shocking piece of evidence that we captured.
Now, to people watching this interview going, yeah, right.
Okay, then I'm going to tell everybody that's watching this right now that the apparition sequence, we can guide you through that actual clip and tell you why it is real.
This time, it wasn't a personal experience. This time, there were 3 of us who were there and knew this was real. And other news stations broadcasted our claim.
There are ghosts roaming the Nevada desert. At least that's what a new documentary says. And the 2 men who made it say they can prove.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
Gives them the chance.
The proof?
That we're going to take a look at this video to judge its authenticity and make sure it hasn't been altered in any way.
So this is another one.
You can see clearly right there Nick is blocking the light. You can make out his legs, where his legs are separated and how his legs were apart.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't even need to get this guy's expert opinion. You mean it's not something made using video editing software? Oh, right, okay. So fucking what? No, it's like there's a person there and they step into the frame. But okay, let's hear what he says. I'll be fair.
And it looks like it's a light from the outside coming in. As you can see, light behind Nick on his shoulders. And right there is the apparition as it's walking through, and you can see it's dimmed the light down a little bit as it's walking through the light. Right now I'm using specific editing tools in an attempt to find any tampering or altering that might have been done with the original footage that's on these clips. The apparition figure here has not been overlaid or pasted into the original footage.
Doesn't need to be, does
This
it?
can be seen with the vector scope. If
Yeah, I think we know where that's going, folks. The idea is it's not been edited. I agree, it's not been edited. Maybe it's been brightened, but that's not overlaying stuff or inserting, pasting anything into the actual video image itself, right? But, because usually that's quite obvious anyway. However, you must note that it's very easy to fake these things. Far from rocket science. Very simple to have a person wearing a white sheet to basically wander in, or whatever the case may
was
be.
altered in any way, I would see the transposed image here on the screen. I did not notice any altering or tampering with the original footage at all. I would say this is really authentic.
Authentic as in a non-edited video. So in other words, yeah, I mean, but this getting onto this one looks edited, doesn't it? Like I've said about previous images in several previous videos, the weight doesn't seem to match very well with the actual image. Why is the image green as well? A lot of people put a green kind of cast on a lot of their images. Ruins it. I know you're trying to make it look more professional perhaps and creepier, but I don't know. I think that looked fairly obvious. Appears, goes through. Yeah, it looks like a basic animation trick. You basically make the image transparent as well, using this general silhouette with no real features. Soften it. There's certain ways of blurring it as well, making it like that. These things are a dime a dozen. And if you make them at a distance, it's quite easy to do that. You can, do it. It doesn't require very much editing either. And then you can overlay the kind of effect. You can go from, like, say, 4K or full HD, whichever. You can go from 1080p if you wish. And you can edit them down afterwards. Like, you put in your effects. You get everything at the same sort of level. So it kind of matches. Reduce the quality to, 480 or, 720 or something, and once you're at that particular like P level, that particular quality level in terms of video quality, it doesn't really matter because everything looks kind of the same anyway. So there are different ways of doing it. You can either have props or people acting as subjects within your image to try and bring about a fake or make a fake seem to be the case, or you can use fairly simplistic and available to everyone, actually. You can do this with free programs. Editing which shows a basic animation. So let's carry on. I'm not impressed.
Have a look at this footage.
Oh,
and
most daunted.
It's a little bit scary, and see what you think.
It's meant to be with the heat thing.
You can see what you're looking for is two girls. You're going to pan back and then watch for a white shadow.
I mean, there's a reason why that wouldn't work. If that is indeed a thermal video, you don't exist as a constant. There's a constant thermal scan of the place to pick up the thermals in the room. And as a result, you end up with this kind of trailed person as they go across to those two other people. And then Most Haunted calls that evidence. Oh, that's remarkable. We've managed to catch a ghost on British television.
I've seen that footage. I think it's extraordinary.
Easily satisfied bitch. Sorry, but, Yvette Fielding is just a complete liar. Caught out many times. Many of these people are, of course. They're caught out where they lie and double lie and where they backstab. And there's been a whole bunch of problems with Yvette Fielding over the years. As well as her trying to get me on certain copyright issues when I've used some of her content. Expect that on this video. I'm just saying. So, yeah, let's carry on. I'll mute this for a moment because I don't want to get, copyright strikes over the music either, or in it being copyright botted. So, see that there? Two people, person moving. Their heat signature's being picked up, but they're moving through very quickly, so they would not have a solid, consistent heat signature directly, instead leaving a heat trail, as you'd expect with a person moving through the frame. Because that does just look like a... they're using a what's it called? A thermal camera, I should say. Right, this is the last one in this video. This video I'm watching. We'll watch some more videos. Was there a person? There was a shadow. Not very clear. Could have been added in. It just becomes less clear once you crop in. So Okay, now we're moving on.
Hey guys and girls, today we are going to look at the top 5 ghost caught on.
No, I don't think we are. I think we saw this one in a previous video. Let's keep on looking. Well, here I go again, looking for low-hanging fruit. Some of these I've seen before. Let me see. Yeah. Right, here we are. I've put it on mute again because I don't want to be dealing with unnecessary noise, things that may lead to copyright infractions and could take down this video. So, for simplicity, we'll just go through this. Supposedly there's a ghost in this video. And we're on the channel Tongue-Tied. Best footage. Best ghost footage, sorry. Ghost caught on tape compilation. Proof of ghost, question mark. I think I missed something there because I was looking, but... Oh, like, is it meant to be a light going through? It's more like a... It moves out of the way. Like something moves through. Interesting. And these things can be easily faked, and don't think India's backwater as... Well, it is in some ways, in many cases, in fact, but don't imagine it's as simple as it seems. They point to what you're looking at. It's quite helpful. Something that lifts up there. See, that's the soul lifting up to the sky. A black soul for some reason. Oh, look at how edited that is. That was hilarious. You know, a little thing with little eyes. If you're calling that evidence, then come on, get real. It's been made by a teenager. If you're floating up into the sky, shouldn't you be, I don't know, golden or something? Or, you know, maybe that's too Hindu. Maybe it's more like a bright white. Maybe that's too racist and Christian. But yeah, you know, you'd expect it to be some kind of logic in there, much like that. But no. This is an old video store or something. Or the DVDs. Okay, let's keep on watching. Oh, his trolley's moved a little bit. Do we know what it is? No. Could it be someone pulling with string, possibly? I don't think that really confirms much. I mean, these are meant to be best ghost footage. And the question is this proof? Is it proof? I don't think so. Interesting in some ways, yeah. Oh, a CD fell off. Is it a CD? A DVD fell off one of the other shelves. Won't be hard to do this. It's almost like it's being pushed from behind, not actually pulled. You get movement from the one behind it as well. So, is there a gap in the shelf where someone can poke through? Watch the same one again. No? Oh, one over here this time. Now that is peculiar, isn't it? But what does it mean? And that's a different one on that side. It's more. And he's like, ooh, I'm going to walk away. A bit weird. Recorded security. Oh, is this the one with the not been edited? You say that. You say that. This is the one. Is it a Singapore hotel or something? Oh no, this one. Oh yeah. So you've got the radio and saying there's this going on, there's that going on. I don't need to play the audio because there's probably a bunch of creepy music played over it anyway. But the idea is it's all meant to be one thing. But we don't actually know that the radio and the visual match. We just know this guy is security, I think. And he's checking out a room where supposedly there's been a noise disruption. It's meant to be a vacant room. Goes in there. Comes out. And you've got the person over the radio saying it's like it's been a mess in there, you know, all of that. But we don't actually know that. And what we do see is a little like, apparition sort of thing coming out of the room. And it's convenient that it's on all these different cameras. So, I mean, I suppose you would change camera if you were recording the incident. I don't think CCTV works quite like that, where it's all edited together. So there's a little light thing that comes out. I think it comes out in a second, doesn't it? And it kind of moves across from left to right. There it is. Little thing. It looks like a person's left the room. And the idea is, as you can see from the subtitles, it's meant to be a mess in there. But the audio can easily be added in. And the guy's like just stepping out the room and all that. But yeah. So is it in fact genuine? That it is in fact the real audio? Has it been edited? We just don't know. Supposedly it's from a real hotel. Which one? I'm not sure. So it's debatable. I've gone over that before anyway. Oh, here's one which was featured in that Chills video from a few episodes ago. Stuff falling off shelves. Do you need a ghost for that? Could it be done with things like not cheese wire, like fishing wire, like the whole thing for the fishing rod wire. Could it be done by that? Yeah, I suppose it could be. Interesting though, It's one of those things where I would like on some level to believe in this kind of stuff, but it's just like looks too sensational, and you see the way those things moved off as if they're being, pulled by something unseen. Well, it's because they are something, probably like a bit of string. You can easily do that. And you could actually do some of this. See, that looks more impressive. Well, this is Project Paranormal. I think we went over this one before. I wasn't terribly impressed by their work. So, let's have a look at this one then. Is that a Polaroid camera? Looks like one. Let's give this a go.
Who is it? Who's the one person that we can talk to? Jacob?
David.
So apparently, is apparently saying, "Hey, David," and apparently is apparently Jacob. So it's actually one of those radio things, I guess. So it's one of those ones where the radio is effectively broken, so it just goes straight through the entire radio kind of spectrum, and eventually gets something which could be interpreted as a particular word or maybe a couple of words.
David. David.
So apparently, who did is apparently help us. So I've spoken about these people before, and it's cruel to mock the afflicted. I just, this is your best evidence.
Does this help you guys? Really? Yes?
That looks like it's fake. Sounds like it's fake. These people, they tend to have some very poor stuff, and all of a sudden you end up with some very clear stuff. And it's pretty much always in the same voice. Call me skeptical, which isn't a bad thing. And yeah, I just doubt it.
It's like, hold on. Just, no, you didn't. I would stay back here.
I hate this EVF thing. It's so piss poor. I might change the video again if it's more EDF. EVF even, not EDF. What's this one? To this one before? Maybe. Fuck off. I want more videos. This all looks very clean, doesn't it? So this one is supposedly showing something. It looks like very high definition, I'll give you that. We could be talking about maybe as high as 4K with this image. better than something that's very low quality. That looks, I think, quite computerized, to be honest. And you put a low quality blurry image in a very small quadrant of the entire video image itself. You managed to get it around the sign okay. But yeah. And the image looks softened, to be honest. Like it's been brightened and adapted and softened. I don't think that kind of blur really gels well with the rest of the image. It may do. The motion and the movement of the legs seems to match fairly well, which doesn't take much with a still image and putting something like that across. Otherwise you end up with a motion of tread which doesn't really work. It did go behind that signpost, and maybe behind the tree, maybe. Brightens up a little bit again, and then becomes dark again. The weird thing is, though, with this, if I just pause it, in fact I'll make it larger, this sign is remarkably clear. And the brightness of certain areas in the image suggests that the image has been brightened intensely. And it's also been put into black and white. I don't know if it was black and white before, but it seems to be a bit of a trick, to be honest. Let's try this again. Oh, right. Let's get to where we can see the apparition go behind the signpost. It seems to have no form. In fact, it looks like there's a kind of shadowing around the signpost. Perhaps, maybe not. It's as if it disappears there, or blurs into the background there, in the dark area where you can't make anything out anyway. Probably suggests the person isn't very illuminated apart from the lights there. May have been enhanced by the people editing the video, not just through editing the video by bringing up the exposure and several other factors and messing around with the contrast amongst other things. But yeah. Because some of the area is quite sharp, like the sign. Actually, the sign isn't sharp. It's like it's been sharpened. There's a lot of noise in there. But, yeah, I wouldn't really call that anything too convincing. If you go back to the full image there, once you crop in that amount, it's like everything should be a bit crap. It's like, it looks like an edit, to be honest. It looks like a mistiness has been placed over the image, as opposed to a natural mist. So I don't think the mist fluctuates enough as it would. And it looks like the quality's a bit low, like there's been some work done. So it's a little bit sketchy, to be entirely honest. Okay, this one's apparently a creature. Just take a little break. Sorry, just had to go and grab a glass of water. Bit tiring doing these videos, especially if they're a bit long. Let's carry on. So apparently there's something here. Is that meant to be... No, that's not it. I saw a shadow there. Thought that may have been the something. Should have gravel or what have you. I don't really see anything. Maybe I should have the audio for this one, but I don't suppose it really matters if it's meant to be a visual piece. I see these things as being a kind of amateurish art, in a way. Because, oh, there was something there then. What does he do? He runs away. If I saw a tiger, and if it was in India I would, but if it's some kind of thing like that, where it's a baseball cap, or is it meant to be a big eye? Hopefully they'll zoom in. What is this? I don't know. Looks like a person, perhaps here, covered up. Actually looks a bit like one of the face masks people put on because of Corona. But no, I don't know what that is. Interesting though it may be. So there you are, it looks like a person. A person in the dark, poorly detected by the low quality camera. Just for a second there you got to see kind of some of the features of their face. So if I play that again. Oh, just play that again, I mean. So it's as if someone's in the shadows. Do that again. Yeah, there. So, I'm not impressed by that. And this one, there's barely anything visible. It's like if I recorded on my old The first smartphone I had with a camera in it. I tried recording with that. Basically looked very similar to this. And yeah, this is on the channel Scary Videos. Paranormal videos that claim to be proof of ghosts' existence. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So whoever Mark is. But yeah, apparently that's a ghosty there. A blurry shadow. Let's show it again. For the whole video again. So, out of the corner of a camera, detecting things as blurs, you get some kind of blurry thing there, which, I don't know, it could be edited in. It looks better quality than some of the stuff around it, but I don't know. It's once again falling into that category, as explained in previous videos, of being unexplained. You know, it's unexplained. How do you explain this, Mr. Paranormalist? Well, you know, Mr. Skeptic. How do you explain this? How do you explain that? You know, it's a back and forth between people who are skeptical, people who are perhaps less skeptical. Some people who believe us, people who believe less, people who have a disbelief, whatever the case may be. The question should be, what does the evidence show? It shows something which is not terribly remarkable, to be honest. It looks peculiar, makes people think, and it's because of the lack of data. It's unexplained, and I would argue that in most cases these things are pretty much unexplainable. So I will carry on this video in the next video. I'll carry on watching this content from Scary Videos, which puts out there a lot of content like this. This video they put out there has over 3,000 views. Good for you. So yeah, I will keep on reviewing some of these paranormal videos in future video content.